A growing trend in games is digital-only releases. Games like Alan Wake 2, the upcoming Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, and even last year's Game of the Year Baldur's Gate 3 released digital-only. Many gamers, such as myself, still like to get games physically when we can, and the all-digital feature continues to loom over like a dark cloud. But what if I told you there was a modern game that was released physical only, just like things used to be? Today I want to talk about the doinksoft developed, Devolver Digital published Demon Throttle. And if doinksoft sounds familiar, they released last year's Gunbrella. And just for the record, I have nothing against digital games, I just like to get the box on the shelf when possible, or in this case, when required. This game came out back in 2022, but you should still be able to get your hands on a copy no problem. But I got my special edition copy from Special Reserve Games, and it's got plenty of neat stuff inside that I'll unbox and show here. But I also thought it'd be fun to kind of talk about the game itself and sort of review it as a piece of software, as well as it's just being a cool piece for the shelf. Alright, so now I'm going to go through the unboxing of the special edition. This is the outside of the box, this is the back of the box. Special Reserve Games. Just getting some of that outer plastic off so I can open this up. Thanks to doinksoft, gunslingers and vampires everywhere, and you. So getting out of the box, we've got the game itself, we've got some stickers. Here I am holding the sticker sheet upside down because I'm a moron, and then I realized and I flip it right side up, just some of the monsters from the game. Got a nice little Demon Throttle logo on the back. And then we got another sheet of stickers, similar thing. I think these are some of the bosses maybe, the main characters. Demon Throttle logo. Then we got the actual box itself. Back of the box. That demon kissed my wife, or something. It's about the only plot I remember from the game as well. So here we are, opening it up, and this game has an actual manual. Has some nice artwork in here, some tips and tricks, some nice artwork, some thank yous, some how-tos. I actually had a good time looking through this manual. I wish more games had them. Then we look at the inside of the box. Just got some gameplay screenshots, some more artwork, and then the cartridge, obviously. And then only physical, never digital there at the bottom. Yeah. So we got the artwork. We got the Switch card, and then like I do with all my Switch games, you gotta make sure it is tasting good. Yep, still tastes good, or safe to play. So switching over to the game itself now, one thing I really like about Demon Throttle as a game is it's very easy to understand. It sticks to its guns, and looks and sounds great. The game is split into 4 worlds, each with different biomes to look at, music to enjoy, monsters to shoot and destroy, and bosses to test you at the end. The bright colored levels and fun pixel artwork for all the monsters were fun, and I really like throwing on that CRT filter to really complete the look here. The game does have 2-player co-op where each can control a character, but I played the whole game solo, never got a chance to try out the co-op, but I bet it would probably be a better experience overall. All the levels are auto-scrolling constantly, pushing you to the top where the big bad boss of each level lies, and you have to jump, dodge, and shoot yourself through these bullet hells as best you can. I found the game to be pretty challenging at first. I died in the first boss several times before I was able to beat it, but like other bullet hells, I was able to really make progress when I became comfortable with the movement and I just kind of zoned out and played the game. When I got comfortable with the jumping and could just focus on dodging the balls of death flying at me, I started getting deeper and deeper into the game very quickly. Combining that with the spread shot of the vampire character's attack, and the game really started to click and I was able to succeed without a whole lot of trouble. There are no checkpoints in this game that I'm aware of, and at first that was a little frustrating when I was doing poorly. But once I started getting better, I realized it wasn't really all that bad because the levels are pretty short and there's only 4 of them. This made losing to that last boss a few times not quite as heartbreaking as you'd expect, because I was able to quickly get back to it and have fun while doing it. Speaking of the last boss, it was one of the most surprising boss designs I've ever seen in a game. I won't show it here, because I probably shouldn't, and I won't spoil it, but my jaw dropped when I saw it. Viewer discretion is advised. Each level is a side area within it in the challenging little cave with tough enemies and additional bosses. Defeating these side bosses will net you a chalice, and if you get all 4 chalices and defeat the final main boss, you get the true final boss and ending. Even if you're not looking to go for this ending, these side areas are useful to kill more enemies, to get you more experience, to level up your characters. Leveling up improves your damage, and every other level improves your bullet output. More shots in the chamber for the cowboy, and the vampire gets a wider spread of shots. The vampire at higher levels really carried me. I did not use the cowboy a whole lot once I discovered how good she was. After you beat the game the first time, you unlock hard mode, which in my few times trying out, was not really able to make a whole lot of great progress here. It was pretty fun though to set myself back to how it felt when I started the game. The screen gets pretty busy here on hard mode, which was very engaging. You also unlock the Monsterpedia for the game, which requires you to get these little drops from the enemies and play a fun little turn-based minigame. However, this Monsterpedia kind of highlighted a problem I had with the game personally. I know there is something to be said about playing a game just because it's fun. You don't have to unlock stuff or have a glossary of all the enemies that you've killed or found, but I do like that kind of stuff, and Demon Throttle is a little light from that aspect. The Monsterpedia you get doesn't even unlock all the enemies you kill automatically. It seems to happen almost randomly when it drops the monster meat items from an enemy you kill, and those felt pretty rare. I wish I was just getting constant updates after each run to satisfy my needs to check boxes. Maybe an achievement system, even a pretty simple one, also could have gone a long way here. Overall, Demon Throttle's a neat little game. I don't feel that urge to go back and play and replay it, but I had fun with the few hours I had put aside for it. The game did not feel like it had a whole lot of content or reason to replay after rolling credits, other than the fun of replaying games itself, which is totally a normal reason, but if you're looking for something a little bit more meat on the bones, I would maybe not recommend this one for you. I would say it would be worth it to download on the sale one day on a fun Saturday morning, but since the game is physical only, you'll need to buy it the good old-fashioned way. And I'm no collecting expert. I don't know if this game being physical only will make it more sought after one day. I don't think it will hurt it, and I think it's a pretty neat little shelf piece, so I'm happy to own it. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video and could leave a like, that'd be much appreciated. If you're a fan of Devolver Digital and want to hear my thoughts on some other Devolver games, check out my reviews for Death's Door, Cult of the Lamb, and Bleak Sword DX. If you want to no doubt hear my thoughts on future Devolver games, you can consider subscribing to the channel as well. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.